All right, welcome everybody for the third round of the PCDC Motorsports ACC League. I'm your director and commentator, Senna Stoffmeal, and my co-commentator for today will again be Pedro Diaz.
Hey everyone.
Let's before we go into qualifying here, let's take a look at the track we have in front of us. So today we're racing at Paul Ricard, of course, which is situated in Le Castellet in France. Track has 15 turns, although I think it's probably 14 without the chicane, and is about 5.842 kilometers long and 3.630 miles long. Our race format for today is gonna be a 30-minute warm-up, which is coming to a close here in about 4 or so minutes. Then we'll have 10 minutes of qualifying and a 90-minute race. So this week we have an enduro race. I believe every other round is an enduro, which is an hour and a half long. So a bit more of a test for most of the drivers. And as before we go to quali, we'll also take a look at the championship standings. So this is how it lines up so far. So in first place we have Vincent Erbach with 52 points. Then we have Lawrence with 42 points in second place. Then Denesi in third with 22. Then fourth to sixth all have 16 points, being Benzel, Arensman, and Stuffer. Wansink has 13 points in seventh. Niergesh and Layson both in 8th and 9th with 12 points. Hurst in 10th, Van den Hudding 11th, Falkenberg in 12th, Densler in 13th, Person in 14th, Errol in 15th, Daniels in 16th, Thurston in 17th, 18th Short, Rebiel, then the Knecht, Dealey in 21st, Phillips in 22nd, Tuck 23rd, Parnell 24th, Kramer 25th, Jakic 26th, Smith in 27th, Martins in 28th, Taylor in 29th, and Ford in 30th. So you can see all the positions are still up for grabs. Obviously, Erbach has a bit of a lead, but again, a single bad result from Erbach can change up the whole standings, and well, from P or championship standing from position 4 to anywhere is basically up for grabs if anyone has a decent result. So another one to take a look at is the team standings. So in first we have Sven Racing there, and then we have Priory Racing in second with 54 points, only four points between those two. Then AOSP in third, Spinala in fourth, Mist Apex in fifth, Lexus Race in sixth, ARC Motorsports in 7th, H7K Racing in 8th, Cruising Waffle Racing in 9th, Mad Macalads Racing in 10th, Team Lord Have Mercy in 11th, Boris the Bentley in 12th, Benny the Bentley in 13th, Slas Racing in 14th, and in 15th we have Team Ford Zilla and Co. So before we go to qualifying here, what do you think of the track today, Pedro?
It gives me epilepsy, and I hope that the viewers are prepared for it. It's the last turn at least. It's awful. I never seen such a bad track. I hope you enjoy.
All right, I guess that sums it up, and from there on we can go straight into quali. So let's go to quali here, as our racers are trying to get out of the pit here. Again, for the early kind of pates, we're probably gonna see the likes of Erbach and Lawrence setting the early bar here.
Yeah, we always have to look at those times as a benchmark.
Yeah, exactly.
And Barney for the cam.
Yeah, so someone in chat asks when the race is starting. The race will be starting in about 15 minutes or so. So we'll have oh, actually the qualifying is 15 minutes, and then we have a 5-minute breaks after qualifying. So it'll start 8. I have to convert here. 7:50 BST actually. Jen, we will probably have an onboard with him later into the race. We'll definitely take a look at him later if he's a new driver. We're very happy that people are still joining our league, and he'll definitely get some on-screen time later. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, every battle we see on the red. Oh, Leishan fan. Leishan is the he got P5 or P4 the last race,
Yeah,
right?
he commentated the first race, but yeah, he got a 5th from, and I think he started from I'm not sure, like 11th or something. So that was quite good. Let's see, as some of our first lap runners are on their laps, I think. Look here.
To be honest, the straight is kind of awesome. Facing long and
I think
right-hander is actually very interesting for these cars, at least, to push. So it's going to be interesting. It's a track that differentiates the skill levels, let's say.
yeah, we're again having a couple of skiffed frames, which I have no clue how to fix. I think I've done everything in my power to fix the skip frames, but it's I think Twitch might be having some trouble, or my internet might be having some trouble with the current situation in the world. But yeah, I don't think anyone has put a lap in yet. He will go to
Yeah.
Here.
Everyone seems on the outlap.
Go on board here for a second with Jan Visser, I think. Oh, never mind. Not Jan Visser. I think I have to restart my broadcasting tool for a second because the names are all messed up.
I got you, bro. So we actually got the benchmark time for now. 1:54.7. And it's from Fabric, actually. So look up to that time.
Yeah. Second here, I'm just gonna quickly restart my broadcasting tool. And here, oh, that's not go there.
You show the porn.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I
mean, but everybody does it, right? So, not that bad.
A leak.
Yeah, sometimes ACC can get a bit troublesome when there's so much players on at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it seems like a very good benchmark. 1 second off. Second place is 1 second off of Fabric. It seemed like a quality lap though, because he pitted afterwards. Well, I say that and Lawrence put the fastest lap.
Yep, I'm gonna quickly have to take a small break here. I'll be right back. I just have to get in the server again for the broadcasting tool to work. So we'll be right back. for more qualifying. Alright, we are back here with the stream. Unfortunately, it seems like we're gonna have a couple of skipped frames over the stream, but unfortunately nothing I can do about it.
If you donate $2,000, we can probably increase the PC of ASCII here. So we ask for your financial support to donate to the stream if you can, viewers.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a little donation. I'm pretty sure that you can.
Yeah.
Right?
With that being said, though, let's go to Rabi Hawa. Here he is on a flying lap and is about half a second up so far. And meanwhile, we see that Wansink is in third position, so podium spot there. Benzel in fourth, Lobster in fifth, Arnsman sixth. So, and again, field is looking quite nicely. It's shaping up quite nicely for some good battles, I think, between some of the drivers. So.
Seems like the field is well, it depends, because like from P20 to P10 it's not that spread up, but then afterwards from P10 to P1 we have a very like high skill gap.
Yeah, as we come out of the last corner here with Hawa, he's gonna have a nice half a second improvement here, so we'll see where that puts him up into fourth position, knocking Benzel up into fifth. So some good qualifying. We have about 6 minutes left. Let's see if there's anyone else improving here. We have Morgan Short here. It's currently about actually 4/10 up now after that last corner. We'll see here if he can do anything. So that's going to be about half a second improvement. That's going to be good for him. It's going to put him up into 7th, if I'm not mistaken. Or 8th, actually. Just behind a couple of thousandths behind Lobster there.
And Lee Sean is actually improving too, but he's only starting the lap now. So he still can lose time. That's a good start, a good first sector.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Go towards someone else here as well. Michael Springer in the AMG. He is up 7/10 so far, so he's looking to have a quite a big improvement here. Might see him going up into maybe P10, P11, if he can just hold it together in this last sector here. Obviously, Paul Ricard quite a flat track, and it has a couple of cambered corners. But if you get off of that camber, it's you're gonna have a hard time. Springer into 12th position. That's very decent.
I can see I can see some people getting out for, or at least preparing for the last lap. So the lap seems to be taking 1 minute and 55, exiting the pits 2 minutes. So they should get like 2 minutes at least to exit the pits for their last lap. I see Wansink uh, starting his new lap, and he's in P3.
Yeah, obviously, the drivers after the time is up, there is 2 minutes to complete their last lap, which will be just enough. Obviously, it looks like the track is getting quite rubbered in, so it's gonna be very important to get that last lap timed well, so that you can get all the grip possibly to improve that time.
Exactly. Like for example, Lawrence was starting a lap and he just aborted because he saw that he did the best first turn, and he's going again because he knows that he needs to be on the 2 minute window. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Take a look at someone else here, because I can see as the top 10 is constantly changing. We can see here Jordan Wansink, who's currently in third, but actually his lap might be hampered a little bit here by someone who's on their out lap. How that goes, but he's half a second up right now, so this can keep this together in the last sector. He might actually move up into the second position here. Also, of course, while we take the look at the end of his lap here, there can be rain in this race, so there's a lot of variability to this race, and you know, rain is a possibility, so that might change up the race for a lot of people. So 6/10 up at the moment, Wansink. There we go. Only 2.5 tenths off of Eric's time, moves him up into second. So really nice time from Jordan Wansink.
He lost the 0.1 seconds, but it was a very good lap. Consider that he had lap traffic.
For sure. I think Benny Benzel improved there with a couple of tenths as well. Let's take a bit of a further look back, where we have Fassbender here coming across the line. 6/10 improvement. Puts him up into 25th, so not bad, not bad.
Fretzwall on P27 is going to improve too.
Yep.
It seems to be 0.6 seconds up.
He actually had a really good run there in that last corner and can keep this together. That's going to be a pretty nice improvement for him. That will put him probably... Ooh, depends here what he does, but I'm going to probably put him around that 23, 24th position. See how he does when he comes across. 1 second improvement. There we go, up into P24 for Fretwell, who I think is the only one on the grid representing the Honda. So, props for that. We know it's not the best car on every track, but I mean, I know it's pretty good on Bathurst, but I think on the normal tracks or the non-DLC tracks, it's pretty average. So
It's just a reminder the time is up, so
yeah, so
everyone is going to finish the lap. So, for example, P1 can improve. I don't think P2 is going to go for his time. Lawrence is not going for his time, so I think P1, P2, and P3 are settled because P4 and P5 are not improving.
yeah.
P6 is already on the pits. P7 is not improving. P8, P9, and P10 already on the pits. Short already. Short is improving though. you can actually get P10. Start on the 10th position.
Yeah.
If he gets the last sector right.
Yeah, very much depends here on what his last sector is going to be like, because last sector is where you can gain a lot of time on this track if you just get the corners right, but it's really easy to see how he does here.
I'm surprised about Tenazi. He was very good on Laguna Seca P15.
Yeah.
Car number 11. It was very good on Laguna Seca. He's now on P15. Seems strange.
He's actually
I don't know if he's not his
He's
best
actually going to
track.
put in half a second improvement here at the death, so that might move him up quite a bit here. So he'll go up into 7th or something. Yeah, there we go, up into 7th. So that's more representative of Danesi. And he's actually the last one to come across the finish line. So in about 5 minutes, we'll be back, and we'll give you the full grid rundown as we start the formation lap. So be right back. Alright, welcome back everybody. As our drivers are starting their formation lap, we are gonna run over the grid for you one more time before we get started. So in P1 we have Vincent Erbrich, in P2 we have Wanting, and in third place we have Lawrence. Then we have Arensman in fourth, Benny Benzel in fifth, Layson in sixth, Denesi in seventh, Lobster in eighth. Ninth is Springer, and to round out the top 10 we have Rabi Hawa. Yeah, I don't think that's his actual name, but we'll go with it. Okay, so then for P21 we have Matt Smith in the Porsche. Then we have Luke Levin Martins in P22, John Ford in P23, Arnell in P24, Barbie in 25th, Fretwell in 26th, 27th we have Elms, Fassbender in 28th, 29th we have Visser, and Clark in 30th. All right, so 38 runners to start off the race today, which is I think a record for our league, which is really nice to see. We've had a lot of new people join in, and really been kind of surreal for PCDC as a whole to have so many entrants into the league, which is really nice to see. Yeah, that how many that get to the line, that's we're not responsible for that, but yeah, but I think we still need to sign that, right? So uh hmm. Yeah, I think I'll have to take a look here, but well, coming up to the yeah, we come around the last corner here. We have the field bunching up now, and we'll see when Vincent Erbrich is gonna start the race here. It's gonna be a run up to the line, and then we'll get the green light, so we'll see if anyone gets a better start than him. But there we go, green light. We are off for round 3 of the PCDC Motorsports ACC League at Paul Ricard. We can see, yeah, we can see straight away Wanzink actually on the outside here, 3 wide into turn 1, and Wanzink actually goes into the lead. So Wanzink, very good start there. Yeah, Lawrence actually in that whole 3 running wide there, he dropped down into 4th position, so he lost way more than he gained. As we see here, I think field is coming through quite nicely. We have a couple of people going off there. Wanzink still leading there as we go onto the long straight here at Paul Ricard, and we'll see the slipstream coming into play. We have here Erbic actually with a lot of strip seam. He's gonna pull alongside of one sink there. But Arnsman in third, he's actually also gonna pull alongside with the overspeed. And we'll see here as we come into this fast right-hander, Erbic is gonna take the lead again. But oh, one sink again, very good run through that corner. He's gonna go up the inside of Arnsman. And one sink gets it done. Yeah, we have a big scrap going on here for P3, 4, and 5. But let's take a moment here to take a look at the further down the grid. So in the midfield, we have people like Angel actually here in the Aston Martin, but everyone got through the first lap pretty cleanly, I think. Yeah, Arnsman, oh, Lawrence pulls alongside there. Gonna make the move up the inside. He's quite a bit ahead here. For Gen R8 in the chat, a DT is a drive-through. So I think if I go a bit further back here, we'll see, yeah, that is Clark that has a drive-through. So usually what happens at the start of the race is that when they line up for the grid, you have to run at a certain speed, which I think is 70 kilometers an hour. And if you exceed that before the race starts, you get a drive-through. But it can also be from a big impact or running wide a couple of times, because you do get off-track limits here, and if you get 3, then you get a penalty. So yeah, so it's a good thing for people to have it happen, I guess, early on into the race, because they have a lot of time. Again, we have a 90-minute race, so they'll have 85 minutes to make up that mistake. See here if anything else is going on. We have in P9 here, we have Michael Springer. He's just also running quite closely to the guys in front and behind. We have quite a big train still, so it's definitely the race is definitely settling out a little bit, but people are definitely running really close together here. Yeah. Yeah, the turn 1 here at Paul Ricard is really tricky because it's an uphill blind corner pretty much. For as little elevation as the track has, the turn 1 is really difficult, and when the sun is out like this, you can't actually spot anything in going into turn 1, so it's really off a feeling. You have to take that that first turn. So whoever is really confident there can make up a lot of time, but we see here Benzel getting overtaken by our co-commentator here, Layson. As he elected to do this race, he's gonna go around the outside. We'll see if he gets this done, and I think he will. Yep. Benzel choosing to slot up behind him. So Layson doing a very good job here. Up into P5 is where he finished last race, but he's looking hungry and maybe can crawl up there. Yeah, unfortunately, he's doing too well at the moment, I think, for us to roast him a little bit. And we actually have Lawrence again, getting onto the back of one thing again, and we can see now Airbrick doesn't have a big gap, but about 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds, which is really all he needs. And the question is now, are the top kind of 5 gonna work together from second to fifth to catch up to Airbrick, or are they kind of gonna hinder each other, you could say? I think at this point it's probably smart for them to kind of work together and try to catch up to Airbrick. Yeah, I think it's one of those cases where they do actually. We know Airbrick is very strong, but if they work together here, and especially with that long straight, there's so much time you can make up with draft that if they work together, they might actually have an opportunity to battle with Airbrick. And we've never seen Airbrick in a position where he's not in the lead. So if that happens, it could be big surprises. Yeah, the AC definitely, from what we've seen, very, very strong. Yeah, definitely. I think the Nacy is definitely one of those people that he might not have quite the pace to get that P1, but I think if he has consistent pace over anything else, so I think he can definitely get top 5s consistently. And I mean, if you can string all of those rounds together and never make a mistake, that's worth a lot. But we have actually Nergesh here closing up to Hawa for P10 here. Nergesh probably also one of our harder names. If he didn't give me the audio file, then
the Lexus boy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Nergesh. You'll get a top 10 just because I butchered his name. But I actually didn't even say his name.
Yeah, so Nergesh also has Stuffer behind him who's kind of just following him through, I think. So Stuffer just, for the moment at least, happy to sit behind Nergesh, I think.
Going behind, are you too surprised that Robert Zhang de Jong didn't span?
See here actually has Stan Hendricks here made a move for P19, I think, on Fastbender. So he's in the, as he calls it himself, it's like the Noctua Aston Martin. Probably the ugliest colors known to mankind.
Seems like a hamster.
But I think one thing there is sure, if he's being sponsored by Noctua, he probably has really good cooling in his car, so there's that.
Oh. Well, not on this straight for sure.
See here, actually.
What he needs is duct
Whip
tape.
is battling here with Benzel. I think Whip actually moved himself up now from P8 to P7 there in the Bentley.
Ah, he's smurfing. Ah, these Bentleys. It was Peter Parnell the other time, now he's Whip. They're fighting.
Yeah, there's Whip doing a very good job so far. He's
Actually, talking about Peter Parnell, he's doing a move right now. Fast left-hander. Fast right-hander after the straight. And he actually did it to P21 on Harvey.
yeah, good job from him. I think Parnell last race definitely was up there before he. What happened again? I think he got a. Did he get a drive-through or something?
Bad pit stop. No, bad pit stop is what I record.
Oh yeah, that's right. As Rubik said it in the chat, he had the brake repair on accident.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
actually, have Parnell here is now under attack again from Harvey, I believe. So Harvey's might try up the inside here. He's actually going to try and outbrake Parnell, which he does. Oh, and there's a bit of contact there. Didn't look too bad though. I think both of them are running fine still, so that's only rubbing his racing, I guess. So
do you ever talk to Arby? Do you know Arby?
No, I think from maybe season 1 when I actually did some racing. I think I've probably, spoken with him a little bit, but I can't say I really know him, so. But I know he's been here for quite a while now for the ACC league, so he's definitely one of the one of the more veterans, I think, of the league.
Okay. So he's not probably raging about the contact.
No, I don't think so. I think he's more of also a midfield runner, I guess. So. But I think I've never heard him complain about anything, so I think he's a very calm guy.
Because I guess that Barney just smashed that table.
Wow.
Even if it's
that was a big breath into the mic there. Yeah.
Me?
But
oh, don't you
we
like
have
it?
Matt Smith here in 24th actually. A bit under attack from Knuckle behind him, but looks like Matt Smith has a lot of damage on his Porsche there, so he must have been involved in something on the opening lap. Yeah, the front of his car is all scratched up the sides as well, so. Oh, and now there's contact actually between Knuckle and Smith. Ooh. Oh, and there's more. Oh no, this is not good.
Oh, I like it.
Some action, yeah.
It's crashing. Yeah, smash.
Let's see if we can actually get a replay there. So we'll go to Helicam for this to get a good overview. So
it's probably the only smashing that they are having on the quarantine.
Yeah. So Smith gets hit by Knuckle there, and then ooh, that's pretty bad. So I think Knuckle wanted to pull off to the side of the track once he hit Smith there, but then in result he actually have two fast cars coming through and hit him as well, so he should have just probably pulled up a little bit further there to let Knuckle through again. Or Smith through, I should say.
Not everyone is improving. Everyone is just settled down. No. Go kill him on the shed.
Yeah.
Rams just said, kill him.
Yeah.
Actually
saw. Wait, hold on. I wrong to think here. Okay, never mind. So, looking at the front here, air brake still about 1.5 to 2 seconds in front, so he's not really you know, pulling a big gap like he did at the start of the last race. So
If you see, actually, the fastest lap is from Lawrence and not from Maverick. So I'm actually I'm hopeful that the race is going to be like this. So Lawrence and Maverick are going to have a good battle.
yeah, the
Let's
question
see.
is, of course, once you get within like, I'd say 1.5 seconds, it gets a bit harder with the dirty air you get off of the car you're following. So we'll see how Lawrence manages that, but definitely putting in really strong pace to compete with Eric here today. And then running quite solidly in third is One Sink here in the Porsche. Really nice paint job on that, I think. But we actually have more going on here.
Oh, Leishon, and P6, P6, P5, and P7 having a battle.
Yeah, I think we have a battle here in P10 and P9 as well. We have Springer who was in 9th, but Hawa actually went for the overtake there. Really nicely done. I think Hawa is a teammate of Danesi. So they're both running in the top 10 now, which is nice of them to, or nice for them, I should say.
Like I said, the Nacy already overtook Leishon.
Yeah, Danesi here up into P5, like we said, just really consistent pace from Danesi, and I don't think he makes a lot of mistakes, which allows him to really get up when he's racing. He has that consistency. He has the good race pace to catch up.
We should stop bragging him. He's probably going to get too confident.
Yeah.
He's going to see the stream afterwards, and he's like going to say to all his friends, like, "Look at this guy, he's talking about me."
Yeah, maybe we'll see how it turns out in the end. But he definitely has he has Layson behind him, and the likes of Whip and Benzel still there as well. So they're all within about 2 seconds of each other, which is interesting to see. So a good fight here for P5, and if this continues, it'll be really exciting towards the end as well. Take a look a bit further down the grid, as we'd like to do sometimes. I saw someone mentioning Jan Visser, so we'll get him on the screen for a bit here. He's in a yellow and black Ferrari here. And he's still running solidly in 29th. I mean, there's a lot of people still around him, and
yeah, in front of him is actually a battle too for more or less, well, in 26th, Matt Smith with Fredwell, I believe.
Yeah, again, yeah, definitely. So Matt Smith, again, heavily damaged car, so I think he's probably suffering a little bit from that. He might be a little bit down on top speed and cornering speed, so as we see here, Fretwell gets a really good run, but again, I think Smith has some damage, so he's... Oh. Or who was that?
Oh, it's actually a back marker overtaking him,
okay.
yeah. But he's probably going to get overtaken. He lost 0.5 seconds on that straight. So Fretwell is going to get him. Either way, he's doing 59s, and Fretwell is doing 57s, I-57, so...
Yeah, I think Smith definitely struggling with the damage there, so that's a bit of a shame.
How can you have damage on this track?
I mean, first lap,
like
lap.
Oh, the crash into
yeah.
the car. Yeah, crash into other cars. Oh,
yeah.
derby.
I think that's the only. I think that's the only dangerous part about this racetrack. Is literally the first lap. I don't think that. I mean, the track has runoff. I mean, the runoff area is bigger on the track than the actual track here. So.
Is that the runoff? It's like a hypnosis thing. It's not even a runoff.
They also, I think, they have about like 5 million different track configurations for this track.
Yeah, 5 million exactly.
Yeah, I counted them myself as well. So.
Yes, before the race. You could go on turn 1, than before there. Yeah, there. Exactly.
So we'll take a look at Falkenberg here. He's being chased down by Hendricks. Hendricks is also slowly but surely been catching up to this little pack here, and in the Noctua Aston Martin, he's trying to make things work.
You know what would be interesting? Doing a Joker lap here. Doing like the Formula One chicane twice during this endurance race.
Yeah, that could be
genius.
We could suggest that to the Blank Pain officials, that they can implement that.
Yes, exactly. Rallycross style. It's not like it's dangerous, a 300-kilometer car approaching when you are rejoining the track, right?
Yeah, I think if they do it, they also have to make it that... yeah, what's going on?
They actually crashed in P26, the damaged car, sorry.
26.
About the P26, the frat wall with Matt Smith. P26 and P25.
Yeah, it looks...
the damaged
Yeah,
portion.
It looks like it's not too bad, at least from what I can see. They're still running quite close together, so hopefully they no one really suffered from that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Actually, we have Balint Nergesh being chased down by Maurice Stuffer here on the straight, and Stuffer actually has the slipstream, of course, and he might make a move here.
And the same in front. Look, beautiful. Helicam. You can see two battles at the same time. Oh, they move at the same time too.
Yeah, it's like synchronized ballet right there. But
the best racing only
seems
here.
that a lot of people have good top speed setups here, as Stuffer actually makes a nice move there onto on Nergesh there.
Yeah.
So he got through, but Nergesh is going to come back at him. Ooh, a small touch.
He actually
Yeah, so well held by Stuffer
two.
there, even though he got a slight tap on the inside, but
I think it was too aggressive though. For a 1 hour and a half race, you should just calm down and.
Yeah, I think it was a bit optimistic of Nergesh to there try and get that back, but you know.
He always has a straight.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's not that slower than him, so.
You see here.
The Lexus is very good on top speed, right?
Yeah, the Lexus is one of the best actually. We see Layson here is right behind Aronsman for P4 and 5. So our co-commentator, not too shabby, really putting the fire to Aronsman here. Oh,
the switchback.
Aronsman actually makes a mistake there, and he'll have to run the outside line as they go side by side here onto the main straight.
Watch the Nazi, because he's going to have the best of runs for sure.
Yeah, we'll switch here to the helicam for a second as we see these three guys running together here. We'll see as Layson is actually closing up to Aronsman there. Has good overspeed there, but
oh, Whip too.
Yeah, Whip is still in that battle as well, so see what happens here as Layson is gonna try around the outside. Can he carry the momentum? He's still side by side, those two.
Oh,
four-way battle for P5 here. This is interesting. Layson actually loses out as the Nazi goes up his inside. The Nazi up on the inside of Arnsman now. He's gonna try it into the next corner, I believe, but not close enough. He actually is. He makes it work on the inside.
Yeah.
Arnsman gets better traction out of there.
Yes.
Man.
Very good from Arnsman.
This is a battle, a really good battle here. And we see now as well, Benzel has caught up as well to them, so... Oh, a bit of a tap there from Layson. That is not so great to see. Layson actually pulls off there to give the Nazi that position back. A shame.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was really nice to see those guys running so closely together, but as we all know, if you go more than 3 corners side by side, it's likely that something's gonna happen.
But that was beautiful.
That was some good battling, and I think no one is really no one can really be mad about what happened there, because it was only the slightest of touches there. And
let's hope that nobody got a lot of damage, and they all can catch up to each other again. Because actually, Arnsman is not doing the best of his lap times. He's probably either conserving or just not on his best. On his best, because Whip is doing better lap times in general, and Denazy, Benzel, Layson, they're all catching, like they were catching.
yeah,
Now they are all
Benzel actually
separate.
going on the move for
Benzel
the
is
Nacy here, and he'll get that done. I think the inside is definitely for that fast right-hander. It definitely seems like the inside is the best spot to be there. Seems to get way more cornering speed there, and Benzel with a nice move. Now the Nacy is actually back under fire from Layson, I think. So Layson initially made that little mistake where he spun the Nacy out, and maybe they should think about working together a little bit now to catch up back to Whip there in 5th. You see here, actually, I think we might have just...
I'm seeing the battle from P9, and it seems similar from what we had to P5. And it's actually more or less the same teams. Springer, Ravi, and Stuffer. From P9 to P11.
Yeah, so
With Nergish is trying to catch up, but
yeah, also someone that has dropped back, I'm not sure. We do have one mandatory pit stop, so some people might have already come in for their first pit stop, but it's really hard to track because the servers are messing up a bit, and the admins weren't actually, or rather said everyone can see on their HUD that they have to do a pit stop, but we can't see it.
oh, it was Martin K, the number 20 Kagan.
Yeah, and I think as well, or unless something happened to De Jong, he's running in P30, but he started in P14, so I don't know if something happened to him or yeah, already did a pit stop, so it's going to be a bit of a guessing game, and I think towards the second half of the race we'll see more about when people have pitted and stuff. We'll see that translate a bit more, but the Bentley is very good on fuel. Can I think it can easily do about an hour on about 90 liters or so, 90 to 100 liters, while a lot of cars actually need 120 liters to do an hour or so. So you might see that coming into play with a shorter pit stop for the Bentleys.
And if it actually rains, you don't need as much of the fuel as you think. People are actually pitting a lot. Another McLaren into the pits. Oh, actually an Aston. Sorry, it's stuck. Colin.
Yeah, Colin Tuck. So the teammate of Vincent Ehrlich decides to come in already. Again, like I said, some people just maybe want to get their fuel and their new tires and just go until the end, or maybe only fuel. It's all up to them. They just have to make a stop. They can literally go up to the pit box, lift it up on the jacks, let it down again, and that can be their pit stop. But I doubt people are gonna fuel save to make 1.5 hours. So I think
probably there is like two strategies in this race where they start with low fuel and not low fuel but alpha tank, and they do half an hour and then they do an hour, or they start with a full tank and they do an hour and then they do an half an hour at the end. Because doing alpha race, it's can be a strategy, but it's actually, I don't know if if the time of taking the tires off messes up with the fuel time. Is it at the same time taking the tires off and refueling in blank ping?
I think it adds time when you fuel anyway. So I think if you take tires, that's about 25 seconds, and then any fuel you take, I think is adds on to that. I don't know. I don't know exactly how much the refuel rate is per second, but yeah.
Yeah, so taking alpha of doing alpha strategies can mess up with the tires. So like let's say not really abusing all of the tires. But you have the fresher tires though, all of the race.
Yeah, it's definitely I mean, we'll definitely see a lot of people, I think, not changing the tires here.
For the whole 1 hour
Yeah, I
and a
think
half?
so. I think there will be people that actually do that. But well, I guess we'll see how it all pans out. Again, we don't really have an indicator anymore for this race to see when people are pitting. We can kind of guess, see when they've pitted, or if we do catch it on the relative. But yeah, it's gonna be a bit tricky figuring that out without the visual prompt. Because normally we have a next to the names you see a green box there, and usually that shows a one, like one remaining. So that means they have to do one more pit stop. But obviously, ACC still having a bit of trouble sometimes with the server management and stuff. So we don't see that this race, unfortunately.
Let's be honest, they fucked up. They fucked up a little bit, but we forget them.
Yeah,
Forgive.
Here, actually, a couple of people here running quite close together. Peter Parnell at the front of this train, behind him Fastbender and then Angel. Don't know, they're all about half a second apart, so nice little three-man train here. Don't know exactly, let's see. Interesting to see now, we're back to the front here as Erbrich pulled out a little bit of a lead to Lawrence, but I mean in about 35 minutes he's only pulled about 4 seconds of a gap, so it can definitely come down to a pit stop here. Whoever nails their pit stop, or you know, any strategy, maybe someone doesn't take fresh tires, someone does, and we have to see how that plays out towards the end. But Airbrick again putting very solid pace in, but Lawrence definitely looking the challenge if he can.
Yeah, I think Lawrence lost a little bit of time. Probably it's the Merc against the Aston in terms of tires. We saw that in Laguna Seca again, where at the end, well, it's still a long way. It's only half an hour, but like Airbrake at the end of the stint was mad. It was just doing the same fastest lap time that he was doing. Like he was just putting fastest lap time on the end of his stint where the tires were supposed to be bad. It's insane.
Yeah, definitely Airbrick known to be a bit of the alien of the PCDC group now. Here, Layson is still now back into P7 after that little mistake. The Nacy's still right behind him, so it does look like they maybe at least be working together a little bit here to catch up again to the likes of Benzel and Arnsman. The rest, we don't really have much of battling going on. Everyone's still quite close together on all parts of the field from first to 30th. But,
we have Battle Angel, which is kind of we have in P20 like a battle for P20, but it's still very far away. 0.7 seconds difference, so he just can be saving. We don't know. Actually, just did a mistake and yeah, he gets overtaken. That's a commentator's curse.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I shouldn't be talking. Then we have Falkenberg with Morgan Short in P17 and P18. They're actually very close. 0.4 seconds.
Yeah, is actually see saw Short there making a, was that Short? Yeah, Short making a tiny mistake there. Allows Falkenberg to get the better run on the straight. But let's go back to Hawa here, because he's really Hawa in P10. He's really under fire from Maurice Stuffer here. Maurice has that nice black Falcon livery, that kind of camo livery. Oh,
what happened to Stuffer?
Stuffer is just stopped in the middle of the track there. I don't know what's quite going on.
He's doing a Swinala.
Yeah, strange.
I think he's doing a call to Bono.
Yeah, this is strange. He just pulled off to the side there.
Yeah.
He's kind of on the racing line a bit, so that's not great.
He's probably talking to Bono, like asking, probably saying that his tires are dead, but not the best place to do it.
Yeah, I wonder if he disconnected, but the game is actually not showing it yet. That's very, very strange. Oh, now he's gone.
Yep, he disconnected, yeah.
Okay, very strange situation there. That's a shame for Stuffer there, because he was really doing good there.
Bono, I'm gone.
Yeah. Well, that I guess gives the AC a bit more space here, but Springer is right behind him now. Also looking to take that P7 off of him.
I think the Nacy has damage, consider the lap times that he was doing.
Yeah, either that, or maybe he's a bit shaken from the incident still. He's not finding that groove that he had before.
Doing a battle, you mean?
Also, of course, we know when you spin, you know, flat spots on the tires and everything, that can come into play. So he might be struggling a little bit with the tires now. Actually see here.
So it might be the best idea to pit now for him right now, if he thinks that he has a flat spot.
Yeah, I think so, because like he got tapped there, he had a half spin, so there's definitely gonna be, I mean, some sort of damage on his tire, but I mean he's sticking it out, so see how he does towards the end of the race.
Marcus Lawrence pitted.
Okay, yeah, that is
He's doing the half an hour, 1 hour strategy.
Yeah, so electing to go into pit a bit earlier, and
So does he believe that there is no rain coming?
I mean, that could be. I know the drivers have a little weather radar on their HUD, but it only shows, I think, the next 15 minutes. Oh, as the Nacy actually gets a drive-through now, so I think he got a drive-through for track limits there. So he must have had a couple of warnings, and now he gets a drive-through, which is really unfortunate, because that's going to drop him back quite a bit now.
Yeah, not the best race for him. Yeah, we talked too much about him. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a lot of fights, so
see?
I guess we have to, kind of. But let's see here, Morgan Short as well being chased down now by Lawrence. He's coming out of the pit. Again, we don't know if Lawrence took new tires, but obviously Lawrence running in P2, he's gonna have a bit more pace than Short, and Lawrence makes it work. So I guess Lawrence also, I mean, hoping to not lose too much time with his pit stop here.
I think he already lost a little bit. Consider that probably if Hebrick thinks he's the leader, he's probably going to stretch it again like he did in Laguna. So I think he's going to. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I know.
But if he stretches, everyone already pitted, so he's only going to get back markers until the time that he's going to pit, and when he rejoins, he's going to be the leader again. So it's a win-win for him right now.
Yeah, I think it's a returning team right now for Eric, where we see him making an overcut instead of a lot of people doing it half, like 45 minutes, 45 minutes. He definitely likes to run for a lot longer, seems, than other people.
I'm seeing on chat that Bono said no more car for him. Yeah, exactly. I think he lost the seat.
Yeah, I mean Bono isn't happy unless you get a 1-2, so that is yeah, bit of a shame, but Bono is ruthless.
The 2 is there, the one. Well, the 1 is now on Aston Martin.
We also see the likes of Alex Davis and Miguel Fonseca bidding. Again, hard to keep a track on the pit stop, so I'd say in about 15 minutes we'll see kind of the net positions again on everyone. As we see here, Arnsman actually under attack again from Layson. So Layson actually, after making that little mistake with the Nacy, he's back up the inside here of Arnsman. He actually makes the move work. Very nice. Layson moves up, and now who is just behind him? Springer, also on the back of Arnsman there. So Arnsman again had a really good first race because he was about to finish third, but then he ran out of fuel. But he's definitely struggling a little bit more on this track, it seems.
So Warsman has Leishon in front of him and Springer at the back. Okay. It's actually a good battle. 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
that was didn't quite catch that. So let's see if we can get a replay there.
Where is Ramstark to say, yeah, kill them?
So let's see. We go into turn 1 here. Arnsman behind Layson. Arnsman gets a really good run out of turn 1.
Just responded now. Let's go. You really want Scarnage.
So yeah, so Arnsman just outbroke himself a little bit there, it seemed, and just tapped Layson on the back there. So that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, maybe Arnsman should have let Layson through again. I'm not sure about him carrying on after that. But
it's the second touch on his race. Like he got his first touch on the last turn, and now he got punted on that turn. It's unfortunate for Layson, but it's sometimes when you race too close, when you are on that rhythm.
Actually, we now see. Sorry to interrupt you, but Airbrick has come into the pit at the halfway mark, and one sync as well. So I think net P1 and P3, I believe one sync was. They've both come into pit now, so they're just splitting it halfway.
Oh, interesting. So Whip is the only one that is thinking of just stretching it.
Yeah, I mean,
is it me, or because I think the best strategy is just I don't know how the car feels, so I can't really say anything, but probably the best strategy is just to stretch the most out of it and because you have the blue flags, you have the car in front has the obligation of just let you pass.
There's definitely a bit of that. I think the main thing as well is that Whip, as you can see on the track, he's all on his own. There's no one in front of him, no one behind him. He has clean track, so on low fuel and slightly worn tires, he can probably still get the same pace as when he started the race on the fresh tires. So he has nothing to worry about, no back markers, no one catching up to him, so I think he's just happy to run like this until his tank is empty and he has to come in.
Yeah, because I think that's just because Wonsky did the same thing. Wonsky did the same thing. Yeah. It be the virtual P3. Oh, he's actually pitting Whip.
Coming in now. Okay, so that's interesting to see. I think it looked like he had a lot of
Probably it's the tank.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Bentley can run for a long time, but yeah, it's probably the longest it can run, or about that. So he comes in now. We'll have quite a bit of people that are still out there, like Springer, who's now in a in P1 for the time being. But I think we'll start to see a lot of pit stops coming in here, because I don't think a lot of cars can go much longer than this, unless you're running a lower engine mode, of course, and deliberately saving fuel.
Yeah. So I guess there is only 5 cars that didn't pit it yet, and Casper Harold again, our man. The man that saves a lot.
Yeah, some call him the fuel whisperer.
Oh yeah, Domino.
So we see Miguel Fonseca is actually in the chat right now. He's saying he's too old for this shit. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
Hey, you couldn't see the drive-thrus, huh, Ian?
Now actually the sun is setting here at Paul Ricard, so that's gonna be nice to see, because the drivers will slowly start to see the headlights popping on and get a bit darker. See here, John Ford has someone behind him. That is Erbrich, I think. But yeah, as we said, timing is important here, and I think Ford actually let Erbrich through because he knows he's a faster man. But Erbrich definitely losing some time with all this going on here. But he still got in front quite a bit, in front of Lawrence, actually, I think.
It's strange that his last lap time was a 2:15, which is 20 seconds off the pace, and he didn't pitted last lap, right?
I could be. I'm not sure. Again, can't really keep track of it. So.
No, he didn't pitted last. Oh.
Now he did. So. Yeah, that's strange. So he must have made a mistake somewhere. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because his best lap is a 56.5, so no way you drop off 3.5 seconds if nothing happened during the lap. So yeah.
Yeah, and Lawrence is behind them from 9 seconds, and Lawrence pitted way before him, which may make him lose a lot of time. So I don't know what happened there. Probably was a pit, but let's see Whip. So Whip did a 15. Yeah, I think that Habrick did a mistake, or either our telemetry is wrong. No, our telemetry isn't wrong. Frederick has a drive-through. P25.
Yeah, so Friedrich, yeah, definitely a drive-through. Probably
naughty boy.
Yeah, I think it's quite easy because this track is so forgiving with a lot of runoff, a lot of people try to extend the track as much as they can, and obviously that can result in drive-throughs. So if you see a drive-through, it's very likely that it is for track limits. Obviously, the drivers get 3 warnings first before they get a penalty, so plenty of time to adjust if they're extending those track limits. But if they don't, they get the drive-through. Well, we can see here Peter Parnell in 20th place is under attack from Harvey now.
Ryan, yeah.
So Harvey has been running about a second faster actually than Parnell, at least last lap. So he'll definitely be looking to make this move here. But Parnell into P20, so not too bad for him. But oh, here we go. Harvey actually Harvey right on the back of him here. Go down here to the long straight. Yeah, Harvey will definitely have the run here, I think. From Parnell.
Get them the dough! Come on, it's a Bentley. It sucks.
Yeah, the Bentley definitely is not the greatest on straight line speed.
It's not like sucking a straight line, but like the booty is huge.
Yeah.
Like it's a parachute. When you are behind a Bentley, for sure, you have the best toe in your life.
That might be a thing. Let's actually see now, because...
So what I was going to say before was that Ryan Daniels and Casper Harold pitted. So they are now P12 and P8.
Yeah, very good. I think we also see Fretwell now coming into the pit, and I think one of the only cars that hasn't pitted so far is Springer now. So Springer up into P1. He is running about a bit less than a lap ahead, so it'd be really interesting to see what his strategy is here. He's running really long.
Didn't Springer pit it earlier in the race?
Oh, I don't know actually. He might have.
He might have, because I know that some people pitted very early in the race.
Yeah. I mean, it's a valid strategy. Maybe it's just running a lower engine mode, trying to save tires and fuel, and maybe he's gained a lot of time that way. It's a real possibility.
I know that Ryan Daniels gained a lot of places by stretching the maximum that he could get, because he just overtook Arsman, I believe. He overtook Layson, Danese. I don't think he was in front of those drivers before the pit stop.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how Springer holds up here. We'll keep an eye on if he still pits or not, but could just be in a fuel strategy saving mode.
Well, his lap times aren't that bad. He's doing 57.2, which is, I'll consider the midfield. He's doing.
Actually, Springer's coming in now, so he definitely still has to pit here. So he's in the pit stop now. So yeah, he'll cycle down quite a bit now. So there's that.
Okay, so Everick is now in P1.
So Everick in P1. Lawrence is about 10 seconds behind him, I think. 11 actually, 11 to 12.
11, yeah.
So again, very strange that Lawrence has lost like so much time over after the pit stop, pretty much. So I think Everick is really good at timing his pit stops.
I think it's just like Marcus or Lawrence just has to do something. He knows that he has to do something, even though, for example, in this race, he had the pace, he has a faster lap time, but consistently, Habrick is just faster. So he has to pull something different. So he just pitted early and tried to pull out the lucky card, which didn't work. For Ebrick, he just had to do what it was supposed to do, which run as much as you can. Which he tried, I believe, and pit when you were supposed to. You are the leader. You have no risks to take.
Yeah, exactly. So, as we're coming up to the last 30 or so minutes of the race, we'll take a onboard lap here with our leader, Vincent Erbrich, and we'll let you enjoy the engine sound for a bit. We'll be right back.
Oh, Bono, yeah.
So that was a lovely lap on board with the leader there, Vincent Erbrich. We'll go back here actually to P4 because, oh, never mind. I think P4 whip is actually, there's a back marker behind him. So, again, we can't see if anyone's a back marker on the relative, unfortunately. Here, Denacy.
Can we
go ahead.
do? Can we do another on board later? Because I was actually talking. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was like my voice was
Oh
over.
no, I just mute the audio. I don't like hearing you, so I just turn you off sometimes.
Oh fucking hell! You have a mute button for me?
Yeah, I do.
Jeez.
Just for situations when I think like, oh, he's acting like a little bit of a diva, then I can just press the mute button and.
So I can be talking and people cannot
Yeah,
hear
exactly.
me.
I think that's a good thing.
So actually, what I was saying during the onboard lap that nobody heard, actually, because it was embarrassing, was that I was talking about Visser, that they asked on chat, and I said that Visser was doing 2 minutes, and is not being catched, but I don't think he's catching. So I think he's going to still be in the same position.
Yeah, I think if you look on the relative P23 to P31 or towards the back, really, the gaps are really quite large, so it's not that Visser is just running his kind of his own race right now in a bit of no man's land.
Actually, it's like a 10-second gap behind, but like Knack is just doing 2 seconds slower, and in front of him is a 6-second gap, and I think Frederick is just running away because he got 2 drive-throughs consecutively, so he's not supposed to be there. P26.
Yeah.
In P26, so just an update for
So I think
our
now
lovely
Elms
chat.
is coming into the pit. He was in P24. He's probably one of the last guys to pit. But that being said, I think when we look towards the front here, Springer now in P5, and I don't know where he was before, but I think he definitely, with his pit stop, he definitely gained a couple of positions. I don't think he was running up that high, so so he's running in a solid P5 now, with one sync behind him. That being said, I think one sync lost out a bit on the pit stop because I think he was running P3, if I'm not mistaken, for a long time. So yeah, this is where we see, you know, pit strategies. That one might work better than the other. It's a shame that we can't really see when everyone pitted, but
Springer is actually smurfing. He got the best. Apparently, he got the best strategy as Ryan. Well, Ryan Daniels just got overtaken, I believe, by Ironsman. So everyone that just pushed their stints forward, they are now getting overtaken. But like I said, the best strategy was probably push their stints the furthest that they could. And the result, we can see it on Ryan Daniels, on Springer, Casper Harold.
yeah.
They were the ones that really pushed the most out of their
Yeah,
stints.
definitely, the overcut definitely seemed to be the way here, because a lot of people have gained with that. Springer actually here, coming under, still a bit under attack of one sync, but they're running very similar lap times, I think. One sync maybe slightly faster, but
One thing has the top 3 pace, so he's really hunting.
yeah, again, I think he must have had a quite a poor pit stop or something. Or maybe just, you know, a different strategy. Maybe he took tires where others didn't, or, you know, something like that.
I think one sync was the ones that pitted midway, or like Hairbrick.
Yeah.
So it's just a question of losing a little bit. Consider, for example, Whip, where Whip gained 10 seconds to one sync. But might be a bad pit stop, we don't know. We can actually, at the end of the race, have a chat with them.
Yeah.
And that's...
Oh, he's actually trying up the inside here of Springer. Springer runs a bit wide there, gets a slightly better run, but one sync still alongside. And he tries it up the inside. Oh, and he runs him slightly wide, but one sync immediately pulls over, so good sportsmanship. I think he knew he was, he outbraked himself a little bit there. But that's a shame, but one sync definitely hungry to get that top 5 finish at least. Actually take a look further down again. We have Arnsman here. Did he have someone closely behind? Nope. You have Daniels, which is Layson is trying to overtake. I think Daniels didn't put up much of a fight, so it was a bit of an easy overtake for Layson.
Oh, actually, Daniels does a mistake.
Oh yeah, of course these two are also teammates, so I guess that was a bit of a team order there. They're the team, you know, very fittingly is called Spinala Motorsports, so... But yeah, definitely good.
Spinala.
So I think Daniels just recognized that his teammate was a bit faster there and didn't want to mess up his run. But now we actually have...
Yes, to hold up, everyone behind. That's the Spinala way.
Yeah, so we do have Awa behind him is also going to try and move up the inside. Awa had a very good run, it seemed, off the straight with the slipstream then. And then behind, I think we have Dan Hendricks, but I think Hendricks is a back marker, so he doesn't really... I don't think he really wants to interfere with these guys. But yeah, Awa got that move done on Daniel, so he's up into P10. Really nice for him. Again, the AOSP team of Hawa and Denesi, both in the top 10, I think. Or actually, Denesi has dropped down to 14th, so something must have happened with him. Now, Casper Errol as well gets a drive-through. I think probably also for track limits, so that's gonna really damage his race here. That's a bit unfortunate for him.
That's unfortunate. Actually had a good strategy and climbed some positions.
Yeah, so let's see. He's not gonna serve it straight away. You have 3 laps, of course, to serve the drive-through. And for yeah, for in the chat, Multi21 UK, Stuffer, he kind of just pulled over on the track on the left side, but it looked like, yeah, either he had some kind of failure or he disconnected, because he just stopped straight away and didn't start moving again. So definitely seems like a disconnect or something.
Or it was Bono. We don't know.
Yeah, that
yet.
rumors is that Bono just told him to pull over the car because he's not happy with the performance. So that can be a thing as well.
Yeah. Bono wanted a 1-2 and it was not in the first places.
That's actually more likely than him having any type of hardware issues and stuff, I think.
Yes.
But you know, that's what happens when you drive for a Mercedes. You gotta perform. Anyway, the race is kind of settled down, but we still here have the battle for 5th between Springer and OneSync. OneSync again is really close into the last corner here, and actually OneSync gets a better run, I believe. Let's switch to Helicam here. So he'll have a really good run on the straight, and we'll see if he tries anything into turn 1. He is gonna try something in turn 1 on the inside. He lines it up. Let's see how the braking goes here. Actually, Springer leaves enough space for OneSync there, but OneSync just not committing. Has a really good run though through that turn and actually takes the position that way. So really nicely done from OneSync. Recognize that Springer probably left a bit too much space for him there and really capitalized on that.
And actually in front of them we have Whip and Banzel. Banzel is actually catching Whip. Because of the Whip strategy, Whip got 3rd place, and now Banzel is actually running the same, or actually, it seems like actually Whip is actually faster. Did we miss the overtake? I don't think so.
No, I think Whip was definitely running in P3. Although I'm not sure, actually, now that you mention it. But, might be.
No, we never miss an overtake, come on. Jeez, it's
I mean,
not
we have
our
a full
fault.
camera crew that's like relaying information to us, so like, there's no way we
Yes,
can miss anything.
yeah. Yes, come on. Like we have 6 consoles.
10 monitors,
Yeah. Dog cam, cat cam.
satellite.
We can't. We can't miss. And I think Whip probably overtook Hansel because he's just running away.
Yeah, so that's very likely then. So actually, a really good performance from Whip. And top 3, he's
We need a cam. He doesn't have a cam. We know that for sure. Barney actually had a stream on Laguna Seca, but Whip doesn't have a cam. So it can be smurfing. Can be other person driving
yeah, that
for
could
him.
be a thing. So we definitely have to check with the race officials after the race to see if he's done any trickery.
Yes.
But anyway, that'll be if he can hold on to this for the last 18 minutes, that'll be very good points for him. And with that, I think finally the Bentley team can start racking up some points for the team standings as well.
Springer still on the back of Wansink.
Oh yeah, so I think we missed that overtake from Wansink on Springer, but definitely very close between these guys as we're on the long straight again. I think Springer is gonna come back at him here, so he's gonna try on the outside. But again, we know it's very hard. Oh, Springer backs out actually.
Oh.
I think he turned in a little bit too much there. And
I think Springer wanted the
looking for the undercut probably.
Yeah, the undercut, because it turned in too early, but then realized that Wansink was protecting the inside too much.
So nice try, but that actually gave Wansink a bit of a gap now, about 1 second. So that's going to be interesting now, as if Wansink can keep this gap, then Springer is going to have considerably less slipstream on the straight. Actually,
it's. I just have to clarify that that's confidential information, and we can't share it until the end of the race. So we have that information, but it's confidential for team purposes. I'm talking to Shed. Sorry, Yaski.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of, so there's some light battles some places, but seems like everyone's kind of mostly settled into their positions. I do see now Falkenberg is actually coming into the pits, so I'm not sure if he still had to pit or if he's just made a mistake somewhere. Strange to see him coming in the pit only now.
Why is he pitting? Weird. Well, there is 29 people that are surviving, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That survived. So
About that, yeah.
10 people didn't survive until now.
Yeah, about 29 people. But I mean, it's good to see that a lot of people are sticking in. We know it's obviously harder for the drivers to do 1.5 hours. I mean, it's a very long time to be driving. So
yeah, not for me, but for them.
yeah,
yes.
I mean, not everyone is a racing star like you, of course, but
yes, yeah. Don't tell me. Yeah. I race sometimes. Yeah.
Don't they call you the Portuguese Max Verstappen?
Yeah, people tell me that like I'm the next superstar on karting. Yeah.
And how old are you again?
But 22.
I mean, that's That's a good time to be in karting, right? Because I think most people start around when they're 6 years old with karting, but
but that's because financial support.
right.
We still need a contract. That's why I'm actually commenting, because I need
Yeah.
some money to buy new slick tires.
So
to my
before you
car.
didn't have an engine either. You were just like had a pedaling cart, and you were just like stuck at the back.
Yeah, that's why I was always fast.
Yeah. No, I get it now. That's fine.
Yes.
I mean, I guess we'll see you.
The noise that seemed like an engine was me with my mouth, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I know from all the footage we have of you from over the years, it's definitely. I mean, you can just see you have to have the talent to be up there, but of course you have to be a bit lucky with sponsors and all that. So it's a shame you never really got the big sponsors to invest in you.
That's why I don't race, because I don't really want to be like Hebrick, like win all the time. It's just not fun.
Yeah, I mean, you might start to feel bad for other people, and for yourself a little bit, because you're like, oh man, I'm just too good for all these scrubs, and then
all these plebs.
But yeah, as we're coming to about the last 12 minutes here of the race, we have a couple of battles still developing. So we have in 19th, we have Peter Parnell. I think Fretwell is actually about a second faster here than Parnell, so we'll see what happens here. Fretwell again, the only Honda on the grid, so fair play for him for not selecting a not so ideal car, I would say. It's definitely known that the Honda isn't necessarily the fastest car on the grid, but good of him to stick with it.
Is it really that bad? The
Honda? I don't think it's that bad, but I think it's definitely better on the Intercontinental DLC, so like the newer tracks. I think the BOP kind of favors it a bit more there. But I think anyone that can properly set up the car can probably be really fast with it, but some cars are just harder to set up to get that speed out of it, We know, for instance,
the window.
Yeah, we know, for instance, the Bentley is really good. Might not be overall the fastest car, but it's just, kind of easier to drive, and the default setups are just allows it to drive a bit faster. And then I know cars like the McLaren and such are a bit harder to drive actually, and require a lot more setup work. So I think the Honda as well is a bit like that, where it needs quite a bit of setup work to get all that speed out of it.
Interesting. It's actually doing a good job then. It's getting putting pressure on Parnell.
Yeah. Because I know the Honda is actually, I think, one of the fastest cars on Bathurst. So, but that's obviously the DLC. But the BOP definitely favors it a little bit there, and maybe just the balance of the car through Bathurst with all the elevation changes. Maybe the car's just really well balanced for that. But I definitely think it's more like not as good as the Audi, but probably better on shorter, kind of twistier tracks.
So so
it's very good in the slow corners and all that, but not necessarily that great in all the fast stuff.
Interesting. Barney with super defensive line.
Yeah, Fretwell's still trying to get around here, but yeah, like we said, he's actually gonna get a good run here on Parnell. Up the inside, let's see. Parnell leaves a lot of space there, maybe a bit too much, or is he trying to get the cut back? No, Fretwell holds on to it, but again, I think Fretwell is running quite a bit faster, or about half a second to a second faster than Parnell. And
Yeah.
So he finally got that move done. Now he's out of the dirty air and probably ready to move on.
He actually got another car pressuring him. Parney. We call it Parney. Peter Parnell. It's a short turn.
Yeah, so Parnell now under pressure here from Fassbender. And I think, is that Marcus Lawrence behind him, or is that someone else?
It's Benzel.
Oh yeah, Benzel. So teammate of Marcus Lawrence, he's right behind as well. So this is a bit tricky where all the cars have to let him through for the blue flag.
Yeah. It's actually Whip already passed through these fields.
Onto the straight here. Sorry to cut into you, but battle for P16 here with De Jong and Ford. De Jong goes up the inside of Ford here. And actually get this done, but Ford might actually come back here at De Jong. Go into the long sweeping right-hander. Doesn't seem like it. I think De Jong has that move done, so De Jong moves up into 16th there.
No. He defends very well, Muffle. He either punts or protects very well.
Yeah, exactly.
Barney. This battle seems very nice. Oh, Barney got overtaken where we were watching by Fassbender.
Yeah, so Fassbender got that move done. Seems Parnell is kind of dropping off towards the end here. It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, losing 3 seconds per lap, probably not adjusted to the old tires.
Obviously, Parnell being a bit of an older guy, so 1.5 hours isn't nothing, you know. But it's probably also, you know, a bit harder for him to concentrate towards the end of the race here.
Nah, he has been into the trenches. He knows what it's like to endure.
And then we have Falkenberg and Short running side by side, P13 for P13, and we have what is that? I think Airbrick is right behind them there to overtake him, so this is gonna get interesting. They're actually holding up the leader now, so but again, oh, Marcus Lawrence with a drive-through penalty.
Yeah. And Whip, where is Whip? Oh, Whip is on the beginning of the straight.
Yeah, so
20 seconds behind. Oh,
yeah, Lawrence might lose a lot of positions with this. We might see him like going to the back of the top 5 or something. So let's keep an eye on that here, as Lawrence has to serve that drive-through.
Kill them all.
So he does have
yeah, 20 seconds.
Yeah, he does have
So the drive-through should be like 20-something seconds?
I think so, it's kind of hard to call.
Should be either in front or behind Benzel.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on here. So he goes into the last corner. I think he'll serve it right away, perhaps. Yeah, he's gonna come in.
Yes.
So we'll keep an eye on him and Whip here. So wow, that is really a shame.
Oh, something interesting.
Yeah, quite a short pit. So I think Lawrence is quite lucky with that. If we went to Spa, for instance, he would have had a bad time if he had to run through the whole pit there. We now have Whip coming across the line here, so yeah, Lawrence is gonna lose out there. Lawrence is still in the pit, he's still not past that line. So Whip moves up into second, and he'll probably hold that. There's no way, I think, Lawrence.
Oh, and Benzel?
Benzel actually comes past as well,
Benzel
yeah.
Passes.
So his teammate Benzel also up into P3.
It's the 10 consoles, like the 6 consoles and the 10
Yeah.
monitor. Jeez, we know.
So it'll be interesting to see now if there's some kind of team strategy coming into play here for points and stuff. Maybe Benzel will race Lawrence. Maybe he'll let him through. We'll have to see about that. We'll see when we come to the straight here, because Lawrence is actually right on the back of Benzel. Uh, 4 minutes to go now. I mean, this is definitely secured Vincente's win. But,
this is a very good result for Whip.
Yeah, especially towards the end here, P2, he'll be really happy with that.
I don't want to jinx it though, but
I mean,
if he
I think he's looked solid all race, so I think he'll definitely hold on to the end there. I think definitely for Lawrence now, it's going to be hard for him to overtake Benzel again on worn tires and in the dirty air. Probably going to be quite hard to overtake him. Then again, maybe they're not too keen on fighting with each other, and they might just run this one out to the end.
Yeah, but for the real standings, instead of the team standings, it's convenient that Lawrence stays in front. I don't know what they have in mind, but Benzel probably. I'm pretty sure that Lawrence is in front of Benzel. It's still too early on the championship, though.
Yeah, only round 3, of course.
So...
Of I think we have 10 rounds, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see. But we do have Lawrence actually putting a bit of pressure on Benzel there, but not overcommitting. Of course, you don't want to take your teammate out here, so it seems like Lawrence does want to get past, but they're not going to fight too hard over it. As again, we come down to the straight. I think Lawrence has a better run now, so with a slipstream here, he might be able to do something.
Because he just said that Barney's about to pass out. Oh, let's see the crash then.
Yeah, let's see. I don't think. No, Benzel is just.
There is a battle. There is a battle.
Yeah, Benzel just let his teammate through there, so I think he understands how the point situation is. They're back here.
Too much work for an old man.
So, Layson here actually in P8 under attack from Robbie Hawa. Going to the fast corner.
He does 2 hours on does 2 hour stints. He can do 1 hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, Hawa looking for the cutback, but Layson putting up a good defense. But Hawa definitely pretty strong towards the end here. Was about 4/10 quicker than Layson last lap.
Ooh, actually a good battle, yeah. P9 and P8 for P8.
So this will come down to the wires. I think they will have to run 2 more laps, I believe.
Yeah. So the leader is actually on this last sector right now, so he's going to cross the line, and it's probably the last lap.
Don't know. I don't think there's any more battles going on. Like everyone's kind of spread out a little bit.
So it's going to be 47 laps. So you see it on the top corner. 47 laps. It's the estimate.
Yeah, so as we come here, actually. There we go. So Airbrick now starting the last lap here for our race. Have no big battles going on except for between Joshua and Hawa here. Get on the straight. Layson is gonna try and make that move, but or not. Hawa's gonna try and make that move. He's gonna pull alongside now again. They'll go side by side into this fast right-hander, but it's really hard. Ooh, Hawa actually gets a good run. He pulls it alongside again. Nice move from Hawa there towards the end.
Yeah.
really nicely. That's the first person I think we've seen it hold around the outside there through that corner and actually take the position.
Very good.
So yeah, P8 for Hawa for now. We'll see if Layson can get back at him.
There is still one more lap for them.
Yeah, let's get back to our leader here as he's nearly gonna close this race out here. So again, Airbrick, really strong performance. I mean, nothing more we can say about him. I think just solid racing from him every time he comes out.
Why does he even race? Just can put like a AI. He does 3 laps, simulates an AI. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
But he did a 1:54.7, which is the fastest of all.
Yeah, I think the closest to that is Marcus Lawrence with a 55.083. So about 3/10.
Which is 1.1 seconds slower.
No, it's about 3/10. 3/10.
3/10.
Yeah. So Airbrick there finishes the race off. Deserved winner, of course. See here as we have.
Oh yeah. You are right. Sorry. I was saying
We actually have a great battle here for P8. Again, Layson coming back at Hawa here in the last lap. That's going to be interesting to see here. Layson is going to try it around the outside as well. Hawa keeps it in. See, Layson again trying to maybe try a cutback, but I think he's a bit too narrow, and I think Hawa will actually hold on to this.
Yeah.
So in the meanwhile, we've had Whip finish in P2. Layson trying, but just not close enough to try anything at the end here, I think.
Layson knew that he was going to protect the inside. He had to try the outside, but the outside is probably too dirty right now.
Yeah, way more grip on it.
He's going to get very wide now.
Oh, yeah, he can't
protect the inside. Oh,
good run out of the last corner, but I think Hawa's got this.
It was a very good battle, though.
So nice result from both of them. Got a lot of finishers in the meanwhile. Benzel in 4th, Wansink in 5th, Springer in 6th, Aronsman in 7th.
Alexis in P10.
So Nergesh comes across the line here for 10th. And Ryan Daniels here in 11th, also coming onto the last straight here.
P12 for the Nazi after that damage. It's actually very good.
Yeah, again, didn't lose too much with it, so that's good for him. And oh no, disaster for Fretwell, the only Honda. He actually ran out of fuel on the last lap. And he's slowly trying to run to the line. We'll see if anyone picks him up here. Hopefully someone pushes him across the line, because he's actually come to a complete stop here. And we actually, towards the end here, we have...
Can you push that guy?
Yeah, you can, but someone has to do it. That's the problem, so... Actually, Friedrich here got disqualified towards the end, so I don't know what happened with him. Maybe too much off tracks, but we'll see if anyone is willing here. Oh. Yes, anyone? Oh. No. So pile up here towards the end. I think
everyone's just
so Fretwell not having the best song. No sportsmanship for Fretwell there. But I think his position was actually secure because everyone in front of him already, or behind him already finished after he was there. So,
what the Le Mans
yeah, unfortunate, but P15 in the end for him. And let's see if we can get our race winner here to come in here and talk a little bit. Hello, Vincent.
Hello, guys.
So,
Hey.
again, pretty good race for you. Seems again in the second half of the race, it seems like you pulled away. quite a bit.
Indeed, but I've heard the Aston is gets faster when the temperatures are low, so that seems to confirm it a bit because I had a much better pace later on. But yeah, it was a quiet race for me, except the start when Jordan had quite a good run on me and managed to overtake me around the outside. But yeah, the first gear on the Aston is really long, so I think you are going to see a lot more starts like this from me this season. But thankfully here, I don't know what Marcus and Jordan did, but they had a super high drag setup, so I was much faster on the straight, even than Marcus in the Mercedes, who was supposed to be the quicker car on the straights. I was still 2/10 quicker on the straight. So
Yeah, that definitely seemed to have paid off then. But yeah, we definitely noticed that you were quite a bit quicker towards the second stint, because I think you only pulled about, what was it, before the pit stop, about 5-6 seconds, and then
yeah,
after
that's
that
it.
you just started pulling away.
Actually, Marcus Lawrence just a tenth. His fastest lap was a tenth faster than yours. You were just consistently faster throughout the first stint, which make you
Okay.
go a little bit further. Just a reminder that we saw you pit midway through the race. Like, is it the tank or it was supposed to be the strategy?
Yeah, it was the strategy because I wanted to change the tires, so it's better to optimize the wear as much as you can. So you run with one tires less long that way if you pit in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, because we saw that we were discussing strategy and we didn't know if it was supposed to switch tires or not.
Yeah, I didn't know as well. Really, I was really hesitating in the few laps before, but I went the safe solution, and I heard someone in the in voice chat after the race saying that that was the wrong strategy. Though, so I think it was the right call at the end.
And I think everyone probably switched because there was there was more or less the same standings at the end. So I think everyone switched too.
Yeah, probably so.
Anyway, I think
Yeah, good
congratulations again.
race.
Good race, Vincent.
Thanks a lot, and congrats to VP for second. And see you next
Yep.
time, guys.
Yep.
Thanks.
See ya.
All right, let's see here if we can get our P2 in here. Whip. Hey, Whip.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing?
Hey.
That was a good race.
So what sheet do you use?
It's the driver partner you used last week.
Oh, I
See,
know.
we were sharing about the team.
I knew it. I knew it that you were using something.
We share him about the team.
Very good result.
Yeah, it's better than I thought it would be after qualifying, especially when I was down in 11th, seeing some of them times people were putting in.
So, so the strategy was always to push long on the first stint.
Not particularly. I put 75 litres in. I was aiming for about 145 litres ish, 140 to be safe. So I put 75 in, and then that just lasted me till when I came in. And then done tyres. Some people didn't. I see Benzel didn't do tyres because he come out ahead of me. But as soon as I put them new tyres on, it felt really, really nice, and the car just it just got into a rhythm, and it just felt really nice.
Yeah, because I saw you were we missed your overtake over Benzel and one sync I believe, and we were just seeing your lap times were very quick in comparison.
I think I think he went off because I didn't pass him on the track. I think he might have spun somewhere with someone in front of me.
Oh,
And I thought he was going to catch me back up because he's like mega quick, but he just sort of faded away.
yeah. He faded away throughout, so he probably didn't switch tires too. We are going to ask him. So
I think
if
that was the
he's
key,
around-
changing them tyres. Because I had a feeling on this track, your tyres are just going to get wrecked on the right front. And I
yeah,
could see people were struggling, especially Benzel. I was closing in on him at 2 seconds a lap at one point.
yeah. You at least a second for sure when you probably 15, 20 minutes after the pit stop.
Yeah,
Not
I had
even
a bit of a brown pants moment
that.
on the fast left corner at the end of the straight with about 15 minutes to go. Coming round that, I hit the outside curb, something on it, and the car felt like it completely lifted off the ground. It was a bit of a brown pants moment. And
That's
then I see Echo get the drive through. I was like, yes.
yeah, we saw it, and we actually were was the most exciting part of the top 3. Let's see where we was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I started in 11th, and I thought everyone would just sort of zoom off, but I was quite comfortably sticking with them, just sitting behind them, and then they all just made their own mistakes and that, and I just picked them off.
Yeah, it was an awesome race from
Mhm.
you. We were actually on the beginning. CU1 P8 was actually already very good. So nice.
Yeah, I think I went up from 11 to 8 on the first lap due to incidents, probably.
And cheats. Don't forget.
And yeah, well, that's what the driver told me to tell you.
All right, Whip, thanks for the talk again. Congratulations on your P2.
Cheers. I'm going to go watch the broadcast now.
All right, see ya.
See you.
Cheers.
Anyway, I think that has been good for the interviews. And the only thing that is that I can say here is that, again, very nice race, good turnout. I think I personally really enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Pedro.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, I like that we have a very active chat. I will probably be more looking forward, more and more. How do I say it? More.
He's Portuguese, guys. Bear with him.
Oh, Jesus! Can you push the button to mute me? And I pretend that I talked and. Yeah, I was just looking
Anyway.
to it, and I will talk with you.
It has been
guys.
very fun. If anyone wants to join our league, all the registrations, we have over 50 registrations. We have 50 slots on the server, but we still have signups every week. So don't hesitate to join the league if you want a gentleman league where everyone kind of respects each other and it's not too much about putting an awesome performance in for everyone. You can always check out our website at www.pcdc.link. And then we will say farewell to you until next week for round 4. Goodbye.
Bye.